Let's talk about C++ compilers, header files, and namespace to some extent as a lead off to the next topics, namespace. So what you're looking at here is a incomplete list of C++ compilers. This is a website from Professor Bjorn Stroustrup. Bjorn Stroustrup is the creator of C++, very famous scholar in the computer science realm, especially in C++. He's the authority. These are a number of C++ compilers out on the web. You might have heard Cygwin, Ming, W, GNU. GNU CC stands for the GNU compiler collection. So we'll talk a little bit about that. There's also Microsoft Visual Studio, C++, what we call Visual Studio or Visual C++. There's also the Macintosh versions or Apple C++ called Xcode and things like that. There's a lot of them out there. But some of these compilers are not very cross-platform. So when you make choices on which one you should be using, let's make sure that we stick with the open source versions like the GNU or MinW, Clang, C++, and things like that. We'll get into more details there. For brevity, pick GNU C++ source or compiler source. So this is part of the GNU project. This has been around for a very long time, probably the 80s. So some guy from MIT started this open source, this GNU project. So there used to be a GNU operating system that came out of it. And this whole GNU project was just to make a collection of libraries for the development of the operating system. There's a lot of details there. If you so choose and select GNU compiler to move forward with your project, most likely you're probably going to come across C++ libraries. In all of these compilers, there is a set of commonly used libraries, such as IOStream. This is the GNU version of IOStream. IOStream stands for input and output streams. If you click into this link right there, this will take you to the actual source code. These are what we call header files. These header files have a whole bunch of includes as well. So this IOStream is actually compilations of both iStream, which is input stream, and OStream, which is the output stream, plus a whole bunch of basic C++ config. These are decorations. These are external variables from different files. They are grouped under STD. STD stands for standard library. This namespace, STD, is very important. This IOStream, just like this, there's a lot of them out there. Iterator depends on which version of the C++ software versions. You might be seeing stuff like this. Some of these header files are pretty big. They have a whole bunch of preprocessor definitions and pragmas in it. This is an overview of what IOStream looks like. If you look into Microsoft specific, like even Mac version of IOStream, they're very similar. In fact, they may be using this as well. If you kind of click around, at some point, you're going to come across namespace list. In C++, there's a lot of namespaces. The most famous one is STD. When you click on it, you will see a list of namespaces. There's a lot of them. A namespace is a declarative region that provides a scope to the identifier. So the name of the types, the function, the variables inside it. You can think of it being like a virtual way of organizing code into logical groups so that you don't run into situations where you have this print method that is part of IOStream and this print method as part of your own code. Inevitably, you can have the same function signatures in various different parts of your code, but you use namespace to separate these code so that it is easy to discern. All of the IOStream stuff, they all part of the standard libraries, as you can see here. Code header makes use of the STD namespace.